Hello, everybody. Again, this is unusual just because we have a unique circumstance here, and this is our second recording on this particular podcast segment. So, those that are listening to the podcast get to hear something really cool that I haven't yet done on this International Euphonium Summit Living History series. And we have a something that I've been considering, and Eduardo's the first to have this happen. We're going to cover Eduardo's piece for the Leonard Falcone competition, the festival for the artist level for euphonium, and it's called the Hispanic Euphonium. And welcome back to Eduardo Nogueroles. See, I'm
Hello,
getting
everyone. Hello again. And yes, this is the Hispanic Euphonium. It's the piece for artists designed by Falcone competition. I'm really happy for this new, and I think it's an honor for me to be part of Falcone repertoire this year.
Absolutely, and to have you on was such a dynamic piece and an interesting requirement as part of the semifinal round of the artist level, as I mentioned. And we'll put the links down below where to get all this information, and furthermore in the info section, you'll be able to check that out as we go about this. So, why don't you dive into the inspiration behind the Hispanic Euphonium? Why did you write the piece?
Well, we have in Spain, we have a Spanish association, so Euphoniums and Tubas, and the person who organized the competitions is Sergio Finca, the tuba player of the Spanish brass, so a very important brass quintet around the world. And Sergio, when organized the competition for the meeting of Madrid in 2018, he told me about the possibility of made one piece for the Una Compañía de Euphonium, and I start to work with the piece, and I think why don't made a piece with a Spanish style, because obviously we have a lot of works, Hispanic works for piano like Manuel de Falla music or Albeniz, but not for euphonium, no? It's interesting that, for example, the Cosma concerto is like in Spanish style,
Uh-huh.
but we don't have we have music from Spanish composers, but no with the Spanish style, no? And I start to work in my mind about created this piece. For a competition, it's like a 6 minutes piece, and no a long piece with a accompaniment, and I like to make the tradition with the Spanish music with a little parts of contemporary effects of the euphonium, because the euphonium is one of the most interesting instruments to make extended techniques, so this is the first idea, and I want to thank my colleague Sergio for this idea, for this starting to work together. And the result is the Hispanic Euphonium that I dedicate the piece to Eduardo Diz. He's a euphonium Spanish player that he's one old pupil of mine, and now is a soloist of Municipal Band of Santander as a virtuoso soloist, and is a very good friend now. And I like to have the present for him, like make the dedication. I dedicate the
Premiere.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the piece are in the second round of Spanish competition in 2018, and with good results, with good players, and the jury likes a lot, and I'm really happy with the work. I'm really happy.
That's awesome. So, with that being said, and the extended techniques, removing the third valve slide. What prompted that idea of
Well,
pulling that out?
well, the compensated euphonium have two systems of slides,
Mm-hmm.
and you can remove the slide of the third valve in la parte de atrás, in the back part,
Right.
the little, it's the compensate
Yeah.
valve, and when you play with this one in combination with the four,
Mm-hmm.
the sound of the instrument goes by the valve, and so when you change the positions, you play a regular note, and later you play the note with the removed valve. It's like ta ta ta. It's like a change color of the instrument, and you can make the same notes but with different colors, and this is really interesting in this moment, and maybe fun. Maybe fun. You only have to remember to remove the valve before to play. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun sound, and the change of color is good. In this case, it's interesting to work with the same tone of note, but depends of your instrument. Sometimes it's really exactly, sometimes it's a little bit different intonation, but I think it's no problem. The idea is the different change of color, the change of color. But it's fun. It's fun to listen.
Okay, so what's the frame of mind that you kind of set the stage for in each player's mind? Like, how would one approach this piece?
Well, we have different sections in the partitura, in the score, and the important thing is to have ability to change your mind really faster, because more sections, the piece is not so long, so the sections don't are extended, are short parts connected, and you have to practice a lot your instrument for later when you're going to play. You have the ability to change the idea of music in all moment. I think this is the one thing, and the other important thing is to change with the Spanish music, with the low third, with the typical intervals in the Spanish music, and the typical Spanish cadenza. And if you listen a little bit this type of music in Manuel de Falla, Albeniz, or in flamenco music, you have the audition. You prepare your mind to play this music, because it's a special forma, have a special form to
Style.
play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So very important then that you goes into the intonation, the typical intonation of the third low, and a lot of expressivity in the slow parts. So this is interesting for me. And the last part in the final of the piece is a fun part. It's un allegro in ternari. Is like in Spanish dances, like a zapateado or something like that. So you need to have a spirit with a really happy spirit, like Spanish people. In Spain, the sun provide us a good character, more energy, more happiness. No, so the final part is like a dance.
Yeah, like a celebration.
Yeah, yeah, like a celebration, like a dance, like a party. This is the typical character of Spanish people. So I like to have this thing in the music. Very
That's
very
beautiful.
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, for everybody that's watching this, it's really a special segment here as we move forward in the creation of the International Euphonium Summit and having amazing composers like Eduardo and everyone else on this cohort as part of this amazing project for you watching this now and getting to dive into his inspirations of writing this piece. And I'll see if we can talk to Eduardo of any particular pieces of flamenco work that he would recommend our listeners to kind of assess and feel that dance within to be able to enunciate through your euphonium playing, especially for the Falcone competition. So
Yes.
until next time, yeah, go ahead.
No, I think there's I'm Spanish, but the world today is a global world, and we can compose music in all parts of the world with the similar things, with the same aesthetic, you know. But I think that it's very important to preserve our particularities, no? So obviously we can work the same music in Canada, in Australia, in USA, in Brazil, or in French. But for me, it's very interesting to go in a recital from Oystein Basvik and listening Norwegian music, or when I go to listen in Fernando Dedos playing Brazilian music, I like very much. So I think that we have to preserve little things of our local music in our instruments, in the euphonium and tuba, because if not, all the sounds like global, like global things. So it's good. All things are good when you compose music. All things are good when you choose music to play. But I think it's very interesting to know the origins of all people, of all players, of all music, and I like to combine. Sometimes I work with music global things with global aesthetic, but sometimes I like to have this part of my Spanish music or my region. I'm from Valencia, my Valencia music in my works, and I think it's very interesting if you going to listening music with real identity. So when I start to compose music, I don't imagine to work with the Spanish music, no. But later I think, wow, it's fantastic. I love it. It's my music. So I am working. I have 2 or 3 words more for like flamenco with the flamenco atmosphere, no. Duende for euphonium and marimba, canela fina, and Hispanic Euphonium. Yes, and people like very much because it's different. It's different music. It's not the global, And I like when I listening. I repeat, I like when I listening music from Portugal, from Brazil, from USA, from Ireland, because it's very interesting to have new things in a global world, no.
What's really
So
interesting is your piece is paired with one of our other cohort, Andrea Hobson, African Sky. It's based of South Africa, and so going from South Africa, the same round, and South Africa to Spain. So two different cultures and ideas. It's going to be. I would love to be the fly on the wall and listen to the judges and hear the how each of the euphonium artists prepare mentally and emotionally in how they prepare these pieces going forward. It's really interesting. One of our other cohort, who is also a composer, is going to be working toward entering the artist level of the Leonard Falcone, and he'll be. I'm not going to spoil it. So for those that are watching, we're going to have some really cool segments on here going forward, especially coming up with the summit this December. And so, with that being said, I'm not going to dive more into this till next time. So everybody, again, thank you so much for catching this special segment with Eduardo, covering his work called the Hispanic Euphonium, and especially for this coming 2024 Leonard Falcone Festival, the artist level semifinal round piece. Eduardo, thank you so much for doing the second segment on this same podcast. And for those that are interested in finding out more, International Euphonium Summit.com/Eduardo Nogueroles. We'll leave the link down below in the YouTube section to find out more information and to how to find out to buy these specific pieces. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, everyone.